This episode may contain strong language and adult themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, let's not talk about football at all tonight.
Oh, the Scotsman's grumpy.
Grumpy.
So I'll tell you what, classic second goal though.
It was, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic. I was sat in work and I started my new job today and we actually work with the European Championship. So we have to watch all the football. It's just torture.
What a shame. Eh?
We had it on in the office. It was fucking brilliant. There's only three of us there.
I would have to resign immediately.
The worst thing is I left this job full of hot toddy and it's just all old techie men, techie old guys in my office who are just complete sports and IT nerds. It's
like
great.
You then. Like you.
Like me.
Certainly you didn't do your research before you accepted the job.
The place is full of equipment from the cameras that they brought back over from Spain from the La Liga at the end of the season. It's just full of cameras and tech gear everywhere. It was like walking into a nerd's paradise.
So should we start the show? Because
the decision on money then.
The time has been going for about 90 seconds now. So shall we just introduce the show?
Do it.
Okay, so as you've heard, Jules has started a new job. Congratulations, Jules. He now no longer looks at fit totty, just bearded old men. So he's in his element. Well done, Jules.
Why should my boss does have a beard?
There you go. What more can we say? Well, apart from welcome to this week's episode of the 22 Dropouts. We're glad you're with us tonight. If you haven't guessed, there's been a bit of football on. I haven't guessed because I've not been watching any. But these sad buggers, like Jules, because he apparently has to, and Sweden's playing soon. Jules?
They're playing out there, kicking off in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Yeah,
Put the show on record then.
Yeah, and Sam, have you been watching the Euros, mate?
Just today's game only because Scotland are playing.
Oh, Scotland played, did they?
They did.
Well,
how did they get on?
They played well for the first 10 minutes and then a little bit in the second half, but they got beat 2-0 by a fantastic second goal as well.
Yeah. Okay, so they lost, is what you're saying?
They did. That's what they beat by 2-0 means they lost. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're following in the footsteps. They're following the footsteps of Scottish rugby for many a year. So in about 12 years' time, Scottish football might win again.
No, Scotland will probably win in 100 years, probably. Most likely, at least.
Maybe.
Our guest for the show.
Maybe. Yeah, our guest. Should we say hello to the guest? Hello, guest.
Hello, Alec. Can you tell us who you are, Alec?
A football player.
A football player. Who do you play for? Tyresö in Sweden. Yeah.
Okay. That was a bit like the old Dad's Army sketch. Don't tell him your name, Pike, wasn't it? Can you tell him your name, Alec?
Say your name, Alec.
Alec. Literally just said my name.
Yeah.
Say my name. Anyway, it's been an interesting weekend of rugby over in the States, hasn't it, Phil?
Absolutely. Hi, guys. How are y'all?
Probably not as tired as you, mate.
I put 7,000 miles in a seat this weekend flying to Alaska for the rugby tournament up there.
And not just any rugby tournament, because you were messaging me like in the middle of the night when it's still sunny, because that's when you run the competition.
Yeah, so it's the Alaska Midnight Sevens, usually the second week of June, just prior to obviously the summer solstice. And it's, as Jules can attest, when you start getting above that parallel, there's always a twilight. And I sent a picture at midnight where
daylight, yeah.
Basically right. So the light is the sun sets around 11:40 p.m. right now at this time of year, and then it comes up again around 2:10 and whatever it is in the morning. But there's always a twilight, is what it is.
It's similar
but I
here.
think-
It probably
Absolutely
goes
brilliant.
down around 10:30, 11 and comes up around 3.
And
That's
when you
awesome.
say the sun sets, it doesn't really set because, like you say, there's twilight still, isn't
But
it?
it goes
It goes,
below
it goes
the
down
horizon,
below the horizon, but
but you
like
can still
there's
get,
always light
still
in the
get
sky.
light coming through. There's this thing
Now-
called refraction. It's science.
Very good. Very good. Alec, do me a favour, mate. Slap your dad round the back of the head again like you did before.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like that. Every time we say Alec in that
Cool,
voice,
bugger.
you just got to slap him, okay?
Okay.
Alec.
You said he's listening to you.
Right. So if we go,
Let's
Alec.
practice. Let's practice. Alec?
Yeah, if we no, you've got to say it like this. You've got to go,
Let's say that.
Alec, and then you slap your dad. Just like
Let's
that.
practice.
Oh, I heard that one.
Alec.
This way? Sam, stop laughing. I saw that. I saw that, Sam.
You're gonna have no hair left in the back of your head by the end of the night.
Back
I'm
of
gonna
your
look like
head.
this coming off the back.
Head.
It's like a scene from a Coneheads movie. You're gonna have that Papa Smith. I won't need the hat. You'll just pick my head
Yeah.
off.
Anyway, back to
Anyway,
Alaska.
if you've just joined us, welcome to the rugby show. Because of course that's what we're talking about. Anyway, so Phil, it's the Midnight Sevens that you've been at over in Alaska. Is it literally played at night?
So it's, on the first night, it starts like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and ends around midnight. They could play. There's no lights on the field, so but there's enough light there they could play if they needed to extend it.
Absolutely brilliant.
The beauty about Alaska is not just, I mean, the hospitality is wonderful. People are awesome. The scenery is great. The high temperature on Friday and Saturday was 18 degrees, I think, 18 to 19 degrees.
That's nice.
And but it's played at the Alaska Mountain Rugby Grounds, world famous. They have a supporting field back in Anchorage for the local teams to play at on the first day, and then all the playoffs are held at the Alaska Mountain Rugby Grounds on Saturday. So it's men and women, and I'm going to make it later on, maybe not this week, but in the coming soon, and what we're going to plan for 2022, and it's going to be epic for referee development, for to get engaged, but more important is for the referee experience and the Alaska experience. We had referees from 4 countries, and I think it was 9 referee societies from the United States. Referees had at least what we refer to as a level 4 or level 5 competition level. So it was good standards, high standards that were established. Not necessarily what they're used to, but we maintain a very high standard of match officiating. And I think that that's going to set that standard going forward as to the quality of the tournament.
That's great, and next year, obviously, just invite Sevens ref, and you'll more than double the amount of countries that your referees come from. But it's a shame that you go back to the biggest country in the world in terms of tech and everything else like that. And it is you are the leaders of the free world, but you can't get a fucking decent internet signal in your office.
I'm going to go fucking on. I'll take the video off. Does that work better? It's so stupid. It's the time of day.
Yeah,
I tell you what it is. It's because I'm not hard connected into it. It's all Wi-Fi, and it's almost lunchtime here. So people start going and doing all their stuff like I'm doing during a lunch hour. And lo and behold, this is what happens.
Now, talking of the stuff that you've been doing, because it's not just been Alaska recently, has it? You've actually been traveling all over for several months now.
But we were in New Orleans 2 weeks ago with the Collegiate Rugby Championships. Before that, we were in Houston for the high school girls championship. Week before that, 2 weeks before that, we were in Dallas, Utah. I mean, literally all over the place. It's pretty exciting what we're trying to create. There's a lot of time and effort and resources got to go into that. But like we were talking this past weekend, and we've talked about on this show, there's a lot of people buying into the concept of trying to create a referee pool to put in for elite cert tournaments or elite matches, that kind of thing. And people are starting to buy into it. It's not to take anything away from people who have struggled to do it, but this is a solution for those who struggle to accomplish that.
And when you say we, who are you exactly talking about?
So, you know, for us, it's Back 10 Pros, but our partners. We partner with societies. We'll partner with sevens referees and other organizations that are looking for development opportunities and quality events and help supporting quality events. So we look at partnerships. Like I said, we had 9 referee societies up there, and I think if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong by 1 or 2, but most of those referees paid for their own travel to go to Alaska to get that experience. And the real cool thing about Alaska is when you go to do their event, they actually have designated cabins at the rugby grounds. So if people want to stay there for 5 or 6 days or whatever around a rugby tournament, they can enjoy that. And that's a lot of fun.
We're there. That's it. We're there. We're coming en masse next year, mate. We're coming en masse. We're going to Alaska. Then the following year, we're all going to the World Cup, as you know. When all these travel restrictions leave us and we can actually travel properly, of course, the Back 10 Pros are invited to come and do all of our stuff over in the UK, Europe as well.
I'll have it for about 10 days, I reckon.
Yeah, well, look, we're going to carry on talking a little bit more in a minute, but right now it's time for us to take a short break, and we'll be back with you right after this. Alec!
Oh, crap.
When you need clear and concise match official communication systems, look no further than the brand new AxiWe AT350.
Radios are they're always useful, they always help us, especially AxiWe's, where all 3 of us can be open at any time, we can have open communication.
Available now from refcomsglobal.net. Investing profits into match official development worldwide.
Welcome back to part 2 of tonight's 22 Dropouts, where we're joined from Malta by Sam and from Sweden by Julian, and of course from, I would say the United States, but literally just the office in Las Vegas, it's Phil. Now, have we all been involved in rugby this weekend for a change?
Yes,
So
actually. Yes, actually.
Yeah? Fuck me.
Yeah.
So my game was it's a cup game. They've allowed everything to go on. It's adapted law still, so no mauls, no scrums, which means the ball in play time has gone up by an average of 56%. So I ran 5.8 miles in my game on Saturday, which was a shock to the system, I can tell you. 4 yellow cards and plenty of penalties because they just don't listen. But there you go. They're all eager. It's been 14 months without, and they're all just too keen. So, Jules, what have you done this weekend?
Well, yesterday I had an under-16s game to referee, which was great fun. And on Saturday, I had, yesterday was Sunday, by the way, in case anybody watching doesn't know what day it is, because I didn't earlier. And on Saturday, we had the Swedish National Sevens start. So I was refereeing at the local women's round in Stockholm of the Northern Swedish Sevens teams. So they qualify.
And what game did Alec referee this weekend?
Alec didn't referee anything. Alec actually
Alec
and tried to be a ball boy and failed.
Shut up.
So he ended
Alec.
Alec.
Thank you.
He's a bit slow. Yeah, but I got to referee 4 games, including the final there. And it was a good day of rugby, to be honest. We had 1 game which Phil would have loved to referee, apart from when they got turned over and I had to sprint the length of the pitch.
Phil, what are you trying to show us on your screen?
I was just trying to show you the weather lady.
Ooh.
Are you sure it's the weather lady you want to shout, or just the weather forecast?
Oh, I'll talk about the forecast in a few minutes. Julian,
Anyway.
continue on with the game I would have loved.
Oh, the game
Yeah.
it was same club. They put 2 teams into the tournament, and it was forwards versus backs. One of the girls who used to play for my old club has started playing with her daughter in the Sevens Cup. So they were playing against each other because her daughter's a back, she's a forward. And it was basically the one team would get the ball on their own 22 on their own try line, pick and go, pick and go, pick and go, pick and go. You could walk next to them and manage the whole game. Just walk the length of the pitch and then pick and go until somebody would bugger up on maybe the 5 meter or the 22, just close to the try line. And then somebody would pick it up, they'd swing it out to the wing and they'd run the length of the pitch and score under the posts. So you had to sprint the length of the pitch to get back to score, be there for the bloody try. And only twice. Once I beat the girl back there, and the second time I arrived at the same time as her. And the third time I went, screw that, I'm not chasing her now.
You didn't get 22, did you, mate?
No, I didn't get 22. I was like 5 meters out the third time.
Sam,
I didn't even get close to getting 22. What do you think I am?
do you really want me to answer
Go
that?
early. Go early.
Do you really want me to answer that?
No, I don't want you to answer that.
You know
No.
what you are,
Alec,
Jules.
Alec, do the necessary, mate.
Well, I'll hit it again. Deserves it this time. Oh, shit.
Oh!
What have you done, Mulroy?
Alec, you can come back every week, mate. I promise you. Sam, what did you get up to at the weekend? Because it must be a
Just wait
bit
till
of
we
a
do the
first
kick
for
in the
you.
nuts.
Sam, what did you get up to?
Well, on Friday was the first session of touch rugby back in Malta, so that's us actually started our sort of beginnings of whatever you want to call it to get back into rugby, I suppose, going through all the protocols and procedures. So we had our first session of touch rugby where I was down taking part, but as a referee coach, obviously just keeping my distance and keeping my face mask on, but helped.
Sorry, Sam, I
I
stopped listening to you for a minute there. Mike could have just muted you and I wouldn't have noticed because Phil put something on his screen that completely distracted me.
Anyway, carry on, Sam. So what did you do? Because nobody was listening to you for a moment.
I don't think he was listening to himself with the hot toddy on that screen.
So yeah, there was touch rugby down in Malta for the first time, so that's us started back some sort of rugby going forward, obviously. And yeah, so I couldn't take part for obvious reasons, but until I do take part, I was helping one of the new referees, so I was doing a bit of referee coaching, just touch rugby and getting him used to having the whistle in his hand.
Now, before we go to Phil, Sam, you guys over in Malta are going to run this. It's not quite an exchange program, is it? It's a welcome program for referees who want to come over.
Long-term referee program, yeah. So
just tell us a little bit more about that because it's really interesting.
Okay, so basically, we want Malta rugby to become a place where referees want to come and spend a season, or shorter term, but preferably a season. That's what we're looking for, where they live and work and referee rugby in Malta. So to help develop them as a person, as well as their referee career, and they get used to living the life in Malta, the culture and everything there is about the island. Plus, for that, they don't have to worry about accommodation because it's taken care of. They'll get given a job as well, so that's fine. They've looked after that way. All they need to do is basically come over and dedicate themselves for a season to refereeing Malta.
And mate, that's you know, we had some guys come over there just for weekends, and they thoroughly enjoyed it and thought it was an absolutely brilliant experience. And I think that there is a cut-off where the experience outweighs the potential rugby benefit. But young people who are maybe starting out on their referee journey, who've, let's say, a sort of level 9, level 10 referee in the UK, that would be absolutely awesome because they tend to be at that age. Most of them are at the early end of their 20s. And they can come out, experience the life, experience the culture in Malta, and they are all looked after so damn well by you.
Yeah, and they will be as well. And it's been brilliant when we've had referees over for a weekend here or there. Obviously, we're looking for a female or male referees. We're looking for two. They have to be able to referee 7s and 15s. If they're level UK 8, 9, fantastic. We'll develop them further here, and by the time they leave here, there'll be a possible potential 7, 6, 7. So yeah, that's what we're looking to do.
And that, what sort of work could they be doing while they're out there as well, for anybody who's watching who may be interested?
Well, one of our sponsors, who is the guest house, he is providing accommodation in return for 20 hours work. So the accommodation will be taken care of, and if the referee has certain skill levels that they can utilise within the hostel, it can be anything really that he finds that they can use, he'll give them even further employment, which means they'll actually get a wage as well.
And I suppose because during tourist season anyway, there's probably plenty of ad hoc jobs going on the island.
Yeah, well, I mean, the season here runs from like October through to like April, May. So it's not really tourist season per se, but I mean, Malta's always busy anyway because you get a lot of people coming over for the winter months because it's hotter anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's probably always going to be those bar jobs, waiting on jobs,
absolutely,
that sort of stuff anyway.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Your accommodation's paid for. You're probably transported around the island to and from games, I guess, is probably sorted. You're hosted wonderfully by you guys. And if you can go and make a little bit of cash on the side as well, why not?
Yeah, well, what we're looking for is a couple of referees that are willing to dedicate a season, which is about 6 months for us, where they come out and live the life in Malta and referee and be involved and just develop as a referee as well as a human being, basically, and just being away from home for a year does drastic things to your own becoming
look at you.
Let's just say that. Yeah,
look what it did to you.
I still haven't become quite an adult yet, though.
Yeah, I've said this before. I think it's a great idea, and the kind of person you'll get who's a referee who will do it will be the kind of get up and go sort of person that you actually need to do this sort of thing. Who's going to do this as a referee and not just go there just to have fun and mess around.
Well,
so I think it's great
absolutely
plan.
right, mate.
We promoted it. We came up with it last year for last season, but obviously COVID kind of struck that down. But we had way huge interest from South Africa to Hong Kong to Canada, even in throughout Europe. So there's definitely interest there, and there's still interest from the people that applied for last year. However, we've put the programme out again, and they got first refusal for the guys that done last year, because obviously it's only in kind to do that. That's all in fairness. And we've definitely got some interest again this year. So we put the application, if you like, out 3 times. So it's like once a month through till August. And then we start doing the sort of, categorising them and seeing, have chats with them and Zooms and things like that.
How many people are you looking for, Sam?
Looking for 2, mate. We're looking for 2.
How do people actually get in touch with you if they're interested?
Well, basically, they can, if they join the Malta Rugby Referees Facebook page. There's the email address and everything there for sending the email, the details. If the advert's on there, I'm sure if you are talented enough that you could copy that and put it on through LinkedIn as well for us, that'd be great.
I tell you what, we'll put it on Sevens Rep and we'll copy it into the Rugby Foundation, Phil. Yeah.
Yes. Please.
Fantastic.
That's the kind of stuff. Like, I'll give you an example, Sam. I love it because in Alaska they bring on 2 or 3 interns every year to work at the Alaska Mountain Rugby grounds. It just so happens they happen to have a referee this year, but usually they're out there helping out with the rugby grounds, setting up rugby, maintaining the properties, that kind of stuff, but also, just helping with the community. And it's United States based, but other people have done it. So that kind of stuff is outstanding. So I applaud you for doing that.
Thank you. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, they'll develop as a referee here, the same as they'll also help our new guys and myself develop as a referee here. So it's a learning curve for both sets of people,
Do you have a flyer, Sam, that I can post on the TRF?
As I say, mate, it's all on Facebook at the moment, and but it can be shared on LinkedIn and things like that, I suppose.
Yeah, please go on and share it on the Rugby Foundation page. That'd be awesome.
Cool, we'll do it. Excellent. Thank you.
So Sam hasn't read the chat, so I'll do it instead. Anyway, that's brilliant news, and we're going to take another quick break. But when we come back, don't worry, mate. When we come back, we're going to question Phil tonight. It's his turn to do the this or that, and of course, we have our brand new game to finish off. We'll see you
Alec.
right
Alec.
after.
He's gone
Alex!
to bed. He's gone to bed.
Oh, yeah, damn it.
Jules, come here, mate.
Yeah, come here.
Yeah.
Jules, come here.
Close. Turn around. Turn around,
Turn,
mate. Turn around.
Ready?
If there's any hair left.
Ready?
Is that a haircut?
On 3. 1,
2.
2, 3.
So here we are trialing the Axie Sport 250 open ear headset. It's really useful because they don't actually go in your ear, they just rest on the outside, so you can still hear your surroundings. So if you're out on the jog, you can hear any cars coming past. If you're out on the canal, you can hear any cyclists. It's really useful if you're with people. You know, if you want to listen to music, listen back to what you've recorded, you can still listen to other people's input while you've got what's happening playing. They're really comfortable, you know, they're really sturdy, really vintage design. They don't move while you're running, they don't bounce up and down like other wireless headsets do. So yeah, they're really good in that sense.
Welcome back to part 3 of tonight's 22 Dropouts, where Julian has taken over from Phil and his advertising Pepsi. Pepsi, please give us some money. Pepsi, please give us some money. We'll say Pepsi all day long. In fact, we'll have a show where we all just say the word Pepsi, 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 Pepsi.
Don't say it too much, because there'll be a stripper in Vegas called Pepsi, and she'll come along going, I'll sponsor you.
No, should be a weather girl in Vegas, because that's all we've seen so far of the girls in Vegas tonight. And Pete's missed them. Sorry, Pete, you missed the weather girls.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Is it raining?
Yeah, I can't. I was about to say it's not quite raining men because Yorkie's not on tonight. But anyway, we've actually had a serious discussion tonight, Pete. You'd be impressed, mate.
I wasn't here, was I?
That's why we've had a serious discussion tonight. But we've actually talked some real good referee shit for a change.
No, there's no point me watching it because I don't watch football.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What was all this bollocks I hear about you doing cricket at the weekend?
Yeah, I play cricket.
Is that because you can't play rugby?
No, it's because I think the ground's too hard.
Pete, I can't say anything because I got invited to play cricket last week. So
He had me confused though, to be fair, because Pete said he had 7 balls and they would do like half balls or something. I was like, what, did the ball only go like halfway there or something?
No, I said about 7 balls and they're all half trackers.
Phil, is this your
Phil, go back, show us again.
Every time Sam's talking, you seem to put a hot weather girl on.
Yeah, what's the half track?
Wait, you pitch it short.
Is that so you have to make him decide whether to run or not?
No, they just belt me even better.
Right, well, look. I don't know whether you watched last week's episode with Tom.
We have to congratulate Pete though. Sorry, Mike. We have to congratulate Pete because he made over a half century in runs. That's awesome for a 40-year-old.
I've done that. It's so easy. You just have to have a hot curry the night before.
Well done, Pete. You did over a half century, mate. 51 runs, was it?
No, thank you very much. Yep, it was 51.
Well done, mate. Half a century.
Not bad, mate. Don't worry.
Not bad for a 40-year-old, is it? It's all right.
Actually, do you know, I think I might have done that Saturday with about 51 penalties. They were a bit shit.
You shut your eyes when you referee.
I gave 2 yellow cards on the weekend. That's my limit of anything.
Yeah, wait. I've got a little observation over the weekend.
Go on.
All right, is that in America they do everything big, like big burgers, big food, big hotels, big this, right? But they play with absolutely massive, giant rugby balls. Have you seen the ones that Phil hangs around? All right, they're just like stupid size.
Phil, I don't suppose you got one of those.
The size of our hands,
right
Pete. We don't have little girl hands.
You know what they say about a man with big hands, Phil, don't you?
No, what?
Expensive gloves.
Big gloves.
Yeah, it's hard to get gloves. That I can test.
Now, Phil, I don't suppose you happen to have one of those balls in the office because you've got everything else in there.
No, I will next week.
Good lad.
I
I'm
will.
liking that. Now,
Phil,
talking to Pete.
Phil, left
Phil.
or right? Left or right?
Both. I'm ambidextrous.
Oh, good lad.
Because you know why? I've had broken hands, broken arms, and broken shoulders.
I was talking about left or right ball, but never mind. Well, I asked Stuart Lancaster to sign my balls once, and he went, right, where's the pen? I had my testicles in my hand. He was England manager at the time. No filter.
Welcome to the 22 Dropouts, everybody, where Pete has just taken the tone all the way down. So we're not going to go Alec to slap Julian anymore. We're just going to slap Pete. Pete, come here. Come closer, mate. Come closer.
Oh, again.
Come closer. Turn round.
Huh?
Turn round. We need to see the back of your head because you're going to get fucking slapped now.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can. Go on. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
One whack.
Taylor.
And if you watch the first 2 parts of tonight's show, Pete, you'll know what we're on about. Anyway, tonight we've decided that it does hurt, doesn't it, Jules?
It does when Alec does it.
Yeah.
Shit.
So we've decided because Phil answered on behalf of Sam a couple of weeks ago so well, and I think actually you've got Sam down to a T, mate, down to a T. So because he did so well a couple of weeks ago on behalf of Sam, we're going to ask Phil tonight to do the this or that.
Are we going to
So
ask Sam to do Phil?
I'm not going there. I'm not going there. That's just
Wait,
wrong.
Well, after Sam's pose that he sent me the other day, I think Sam's turned.
What you mean this one? mate, that's one picture short of a dick pic.
Oh,
Is that your grinder, mate? Is that your grinder profile?
Just stop and get on with the game.
Right now, okay. So Phil, you know the rules by now because you've answered on behalf of Sam. So if I was to say, bearing in mind you've got a very colourful shirt on tonight, if I said red or blue, you would say
Blue.
Red and blue.
is that the Democratic or the Republican colour?
That's the police color.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Just checking, mate. Just checking. Right.
Police
so
Academy.
Sam, you're
Yeah.
back, mate. You're back. And I need you to put 90 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
But bear in mind, until I give you the wink, don't do the end of the jingle.
Okay.
90
Because
seconds.
it looks better if it's just on time, okay?
Okay.
Jules, where are we with this jingle that your brother was going to do?
Oh, I haven't even asked him yet.
Okay, fair enough. Right, okay, right. So 90 seconds on the clock, please, Samuel.
Good bed.
And give us a countdown, please, Sam.
Dusty bin, 3, 2, 1.
Phil, sauna or ice bath?
Sauna.
Fish or chips?
Chips.
Ketchup or brown sauce?
Ketchup.
Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
TikTok or Tinder?
Gotta go TikTok.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Xbox or PlayStation? No, actually, for you, I'm going to say shotgun or pinball machine.
Ooh.
I have more pinball machines than shotguns, but I have more guns than pinball machines.
So
So
which one are you
pinball.
going for? Pinball. Golf or gym?
Gym.
Flip flops or sliders?
Sliders.
Oxfords or brogues?
Oxfords. Easy one.
Blondes or brunettes? Boobs or bum?
Oops.
He's giggling.
Pancakes or waffles?
What was the question?
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Coke or Pepsi?
How much time do I have, Sam? Pepsi.
Ale or lager?
I don't drink, so I can't answer.
You
Oh,
can answer. You've got to pick the right one. Then.
Ale,
You can pick
Good
for
lad.
something
Well
else.
Tea or coffee?
coffee.
Vegas or Alaska?
It's probably shit, Mike.
Shit question. That's a shit question.
No,
Vegas.
come on. Vegas.
Vegas.
7s or 15s?
15s.
Mike Friday or JP Doyle?
Mike.
Whistle or flag?
Today would be flag.
Pass the ball or run with it when you were a player?
Run.
And the final question, Sam, get ready with your jingle. Bacon sandwich or sausage sandwich? We've
Sausage.
started now, so we've got to finish. Is it? Well done. Sam, that was fucking ace. I'll take this little bit out, but mate, that was fucking spot on timing. Nice one. So, Phil, we've
close. So close.
so close to the time there. But Phil, bacon sandwich or sausage sandwich?
Sausage.
Sausage sandwich. Wow. I wonder what our panel thinks tonight. Shall we have a listen? Shall we go
I'm
through
afraid.
them?
Listen, I have an idea what they think, and I'm afraid what their answers are going to be.
Well,
There you go.
my major one is that you don't drink. You're going to be fucking boring in France.
Whatever.
No,
Pete, how many times have you been kicked out of a
you're
bar?
not fucking thinking like a bloody Yorkshireman as always. Yeah, designated driver.
Oh yeah.
How many times have you been kicked out of a bar?
Ooh.
Well, when Julian's asleep at it, twice.
Yeah, I've been kicked out over a dozen times, and I don't drink.
Now, bear in mind what you see, Pete. What you've got to remember is Phil is used to driving big cars. Hello.
God. Oops.
No. So I'm planning on driving my car to France. It's automatic. It's got a stick shift down the side of the steering wheel. He'll know what that is. He'll get it, and it won't be an issue. It's an automatic. It's a big Chrysler. He'll be fine. He can
It's
drive.
a bucket of bolts.
All we're going to do is lower the seats in my car, all of them in the back. We don't need to strap in. We just roll in through the back door. He presses a button, the boot shuts, and he just does that, and he drives us home. So you see, I've got this sus, mate. I've got this sus. Designated driver. I've got the American car. He's the American driver. There you go.
I've done that. I've done that on every rugby tour that I've ever been on in 4 continents.
Designated driver.
Yep.
Good lad.
This one looks bored right now. There is one answer you made that will make him giggle. Can you guess what it was?
Boobs.
Boobs or bum.
He can't stay free. He's like,
Hey, Alex.
So listen. We've got to get through this. We're going to get through this. So, Phil, you went for the sauna. Good lad.
There you go.
I heard that
You
one.
went for chips. That's because you lot don't know what fish is over there because you don't put batter around it and deep fry it. Ketchup because you don't know what brown sauce is. So we'll let you off of those. And I'm with you now on Netflix. I've got Netflix and Amazon. Amazon, mate, seriously, it's a bit shit at the minute. Fucking sort it out and get as good as Netflix. Obviously, you're a big big user of TikTok, aren't you, Phil? I can tell.
No.
No. Okay.
Let me put it this way. I'm a much bigger user of TikTok than Tinder because I've never used Tinder and I've never used TikTok.
But if you did, you would be a bigger user of TikTok, obviously.
100%.
100%. And you went for weight. Why did you not go for cardio?
I'm not built for cardio.
Fair enough. Pinball machine rather than shotgun.
That was a tough question, but I own 3 or 4 shotguns and I own 19 pinball machines.
19.
I
Mate,
want a
have you not
pinball
seen
machine
his
from a
house?
music.
Phil, I wanted to visit you for the guns, and now I want to visit you for the pinball machines as well.
So
I got
Phil's
13.
going to
I
send
got
us a couple
13
of
of them
tips.
in the house.
Damn,
The other
Mike, I
6
don't want
in
to
the
talk
garage.
to you two anymore. I just want to talk to Phil.
Yeah.
Right.
All agreed. Phil's more interesting. 19
All of
pinball.
us.
And my wife gave me approval to buy my 20th, but I just haven't bought it yet.
Oh man! If it wasn't for my gammy hand, I'd be good at pinball. You know, with the flippers. And that. I want one.
Oh dear. You went with sliders, not flip flops.
It's like Finding Nemo, Lucky Finn.
Mate, that's your new name, Nemo. Nemo. Oxford's obviously Phil, because you're a gentleman with class and distinction. Obviously blondes, because you're a gentleman with class and distinction. Obviously boobs. Pancake, yeah, we went for we'll miss that other question out. Pancakes, obviously. And now I thought you went for Coke.
Here's the answer.
Obviously you went for Pepsi, and of course, if you were a drinker, you would never lower yourself to drink lager. It would be ale. Vegas or Alaska? That took you a while to reach your hometown, right?
Yes, lot going on here.
And you're more of a 15s man than you are a 7s.
100%. I was built for 15s, never built for 7s.
Okay, no,
even as a referee.
Not everyone's built for 7s.
No, and we are going to just tell JP Doyle that you prefer Mike Friday.
To go back to Seven's question, I never really liked 7s until about 5 years ago.
Really?
But because we have 7s now about 10 months a year, it's becoming like a niche component, and it's definitely taking over the rugby world.
That's because you're quite good at 7s and you shit at 15s as a nation.
No, they can't get 15. They can't get 15 players.
They beat Scotland about 3-4 years ago.
That's not
I was
They're
at
all
that game.
the
I was
athletes
at
and they're
that
going
game,
to have
Sam.
it forwards. You need a few more
Everybody's been-
fatties in the team.
That was in Chicago, wasn't it?
No, it was in Houston.
It was in Houston.
Which is quite a long way from Chicago.
Pete's
There we
gotta
go.
I'm gonna go.
Pete, bye, mate. Be good. Catch you next week, mate.
See
See you
ya.
at the
Bye.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at that game, Sam, and to be fair, again, good for the United States to win. If Scotland had made the kick, they wouldn't have won, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
they didn't.
Yeah. And I was in Rome. I was waiting for my flight home, so I was watching it in the luggage room, waiting for the cab to come and pick me up. So I sat and watched the game. I did not go to bed that night.
Now, I think there's some patterns into your answers tonight, Phil, because you just said like 15s rather than 7s because you built more for 15s. I guess that's why you might like the flag a little bit more at the moment because you built for flagging rather than whistling. And when you were a player, you were built for running with the ball and not passing with the ball.
Yep, and weights versus cardio. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So now, I think what we've determined tonight is that you are a forward. That's it.
I can prove that.
Oh my God, there's an eclipse. Now,
I can take over the whole screen. Well, we can talk about it next week.
I mean, you can say it. You can say it now. I just won't put it in.
Can we just not like cut the show now and just say good night, everyone?
And on that bombshell, we shall say good night. We'll see you next week. Take care now. Bye bye.